What is going on, everyone? This is Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with another market recap video. It is December 2nd, 2020. Hope you all had a great trading day. Today we're going to talk about the headline indices, the volatility in the market or lack thereof. We are going to talk about some stocks I am watching, including Apple, for my boy Trev. Shout out to Trev. And last but not least, we'll talk about some options order flow. But before we dive in, quick risk disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan. And last but not least, do not YOLO your entire account into one of my trades, Trev. All right, so with that being said, let's jump right in. Let's check out the headline indices. So here we have it. Here is the ES. You can see we had our bearish sequence heading into the election, and we've had, a pretty glorious, bullish run here. So you can see it went straight up, corrected a little bit, nice little bull pullback. And now here we are, we have a brand new, this is the second day we've had this monthly value area, and you can see, we are above the monthly value area. So today was actually interesting. We dipped into the value area, but then we ended up, having some bullish price action, and we closed above it. And then this little red dot here, this little red blotch, that's where futures are trading right now. But as of right now, everything is telling me this market is tired. It's gone up too far too fast. It has to come down soon. Every fiber of my being is saying that, but you have to follow the price action. The price action is still indicating up. So while that's the case and the VIX is not rising, there's no turmoil, you have to continue to play bullish. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be cognizant of my risk, but keep playing the upside for as long as this trend lasts, because I certainly do not know how long the trend is going to last. I have no crystal ball. That being said, right now, bullish until proven bearish. And today we had the S&P 500 up 0.21%. We had the Qs up 0.13%. The small caps up 0.1%. And the Dow Jones was our big winner for today, up 0.25%. Let's take a look at the Qs, see if that looks any different. Yeah, today was kind of like, some price action in the morning, a little bit of a red day. And then throughout the rest of the day, we just kind of trickled up and then, really just settled in and didn't do all that much. Yeah, so the Qs, very similar story. Bullish until proven bearish, still above the 5-day EMA, still above the monthly value area. But it looks pretty constructive, and it looks like in terms of relative strength, the Qs are starting to perform a little bit better than they were. So that's always encouraging. Now let's see the small caps. So the small caps, ironically, they were the strongest in November, and they are actually in their monthly value area. They're not trending above. So that is definitely interesting. After having such a fantastic run, I do want to see if these small caps, take a bit of a break here. And then Dow Jones is probably going to look very similar to the small caps, usually does. Yep, this is another one trading in that monthly value area. And we'll have to see, who knows, maybe tomorrow it touches the top. We will have to see what the river brings. That's about it for the headline indices. It's been sort of the same story for the past couple of weeks. We're really just, to be honest, trending sideways with a little bit of upward drift. So, like I always say, be conscious of your risk, but the trend is still up. So let's take a look under the hood. Take a look at some of these sectors and style factors. Let's check it out. Let's see what performed well, what performed poorly, etc. We have, and mind you, these are all ranked in terms of their momentum. We have cannabis still in the number one slot, up 1.83%. We have ARC Genomics coming out of nowhere in the number 2 spot, down 0.13%. Let me actually look at what that fund is doing. There must be like a couple holdings in it that are going crazy. I should probably check this out after this video. Sometimes, what I'll do is if an ETF is really, going wild, I'll usually look at the subcomponents and just see what's driving that. Is it a couple names? Is it not? So actually, why not? I'm going to go down the rabbit hole here. It's pretty simple. Let's see, holdings. I always say this. I'm like, tonight's video is going to be so short. And then I do this stuff. Okay, Invitae and CRISPR. Let's see if either of those did anything. Invitae, nothing. Invitae just looks, pretty boring. Let's see CRISPR. Oh, CRISPR is killing it. All right, this is one I'll probably add to my watch list. This one looks very good, showing relative strength. I'd love to get this one on a dip. This is perfect. I need to write this down, CRISPR, so I can add it. Yeah, that's how you just poke around and you find stuff. All right, that was a bit of a detour. So let's jump right back in. So we had that ARC Genomics Fund, European Financials plus 0.97%. And then on the bottom of the list, oh my gosh, our home builders down 1.95%. KWeb, which is the Chinese internet companies, down 0.63%. And we have utilities with a slight bounce, up 0.66%. But you can see that in this market today, there were a lot of areas that were struggling. Oh, another one that was huge was energy, up 3.25%. I talked about this one earlier in Samantha's room. I am the director of research at Leduc Trading. And, we went over this earlier in the room today that, energy was looking super bullish. And I see the solar energy took a break. So this was kind of a weird day where a lot of things that were showing super strong momentum, prior were actually pretty weak. And then a lot of the stuff, that's not historically strong, like energy, European financials, actually looked pretty good. Let's take a look at the style factors. High beta continues to perform well, up 1.65%. I actually put on a position today that would fit into that high beta category. And then we have, towards the bottom of the list, international momentum, defensives, and minimum volatility. So in terms of some stocks that I'm watching, let's take a look at Apple for Trev. And I still have, my Apple calls I put on. I timestamped them on Twitter a couple days ago before I joined Leduc Trading. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Thinkorswim, come on. Okay, there we go. I was actually hitting the wrong button. Okay, Apple, come on, show me the money. Wow, okay, Apple, it still looks good, in my opinion. So Apple, it hit that crazy peak, and this was like such an amazing time when Apple had its stock split in the summer. There was just this massive bull run in stocks. It hit its peak, and ever since then, it's really been trending sideways. And you can see, look at this pattern. It makes a high, and it makes, a decline significantly. It makes a low, and then you get a lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So you're really just consolidating, and you can see this thing getting tighter and tighter. And of course, now we are above the monthly value area. And I see two targets ahead of us. I see 125.99 and I see 134.72. So to be honest, I had the 120 strike calls. I believe I put them on this candle. It was only a couple days ago. I picked them up when Apple was at around 118. And there's no sell signal in this right now. So I would definitely say for me, I will probably reassess if and when we hit this target, 125.99, or if we break below this, monthly value area high. That's where I'll go, okay, let me cut for, maybe even a loser. And then here on the upside, I'd potentially take a target in my position. And then we have Spot as well. Spot, I was so close to catching today. I had been watching this one for a while, saw the call buyers on the tape. Right as I was putting my order in, this thing just took off. This thing, pretty incredible move today. Up 12.6% on, they had news where they're, having this new feature where it's sort of like a 2020 wrap up where you can see which was the artist that you listened to the most this year, the songs you listened to the most, all that stuff. So it's kind of like a good way to customize the platform and make it more tailored to the individual user. They're expanding within podcasts, so they're doing a lot of big things. So this is one probably look for an entry at some point. This one was just narrowly missed. Then we have Shopify. This is one I did put on a call spread earlier today. I put on, luckily I caught this one, pretty early in the day when it was still red. So it was like, down here somewhere. I put on the 1090 1100 bull call spread. So we'll see. I put that on for like $3 and I think it was $3.40 or $3.60. And we'll have to see what the river brings on that. But I do like this candle that it's putting in. Doesn't look quite as bullish as Spotify. But if you take a look, this one, yeah, if you take a look, have some nice consolidation on the upper end of this recent range. So I do like Shopify, playing it with the call spread. And let's take a look at some other stocks that I am watching. We have Capri, another name I added on today. This is a name that I've traded a couple of times in the past, and I was able to get in here pretty early, and I rode it for the most part throughout this big parabolic move up. That's timestamped on Twitter. Today I saw that this thing, I was like, okay, this is like the 5th or 6th day of this pullback. I added this when it was still red on the day. So this was a very nice move, intraday. And now you can see really that next target up looks like it could be 40. So we'll see, still watching Capri. And that one, especially like as the high beta names continue to outperform, this one looks pretty strong. So that is about it for the stocks I am watching. I'll probably post a few more in the evening time. But here is some options order flow. There was actually a ton of order flow today. Let's take a look. And again, I always like to trigger, or what am I saying? I like to filter for the orders that are $1 million and above. It's been a long day. A lot of talking for me. So let's see. We have Baba. That's an interesting one. Baba has been, sort of in a downtrend. So it looks like somebody's playing that for February. CRM saw a lot of these come up. CRM, took a pretty big hit today. They reported earnings yesterday. And they should be closing their merger with Slack, pretty soon. So let's see this one. I actually considered trading this one. But typically, like when something gaps down huge like this, I try to go more for the relative strength. And this one, it's showing some weakness, so we'll have to see. But yeah, this one, pretty big gap down. It actually filled the prior earnings gap. So that's super interesting. I'll be watching this one, moving forward. It looks like there's some bullish bets in Salesforce. Now let's take a look at the rest. So we have Tesla, of course, a bunch of calls going up. I believe there is an analyst upgrade after hours for Tesla. So I'm sure Tesla, might have a run in tomorrow. And then let's see, Moderna, I see some more Apple flow, which is awesome. That really just keeps, this gamma squeeze intact. That's the reason why I initiated that long in Apple. Because, I just saw like there are all these call buyers, coming in for this stock. So it just made sense where the chart and the pattern looked good as well. So I figured, let me get on board here and go long. Now let's see 5. I believe I saw this one yesterday as well. Okay, yeah, this one doesn't really look too interesting. It is in an uptrend, but, pretty bad red candle right there. And let's see. Yeah, then we got some SPY puts, the normal stuff. And that is about it. There was a lot of flow, and you can see that most of the large flow was puts today. Let's actually see the entire range. Okay, so still pretty bullish, 58% calls and 42% puts. And we will start diving into these dark pools. I got these when I upgraded my subscription on Cheddarflow for their Black Friday sale. That being said, I am going to be posting my affiliate link in the description to this video. If you are interested in using this options order flow, feel free to sign up. My link provides you with a 7-day free trial. With that being said, I do enjoy posting this options order flow for free and going through it with you at night. So that being said, have a great rest of your night and enjoy your trading day tomorrow.